So guys, if you've been wondering why Mr. Peter Obi decided to abandon the coalition talk that has been going on among himself, Atiku, Amaechi, El-Rufai, and Kwankwaso, think no further. I'm going to allow you to take a look at these clips that have explained why Peter Obi abandoned that coalition talk. Don't forget that Peter Obi has always said that he's not just going to enter anyhow coalition. He's going to go for any coalition that puts the interest of Nigerians first. I mean, any coalition that is about, self-centeredness, that he's not going to go into such a coalition. So I'm going to allow you to take a look at why Peter Obi finally decided to walk away from that coalition. But before then, take a look at this short snippet. Then you are going to be seeing the videos I want you to watch. Take a look.
So it tells you that that is possible. And by 2023, something phenomenal also happened in the political space. When Peter Obi, similarly, riding on the platform of Labour Party, a hitherto obscure, unknown political party, and he rose to national prominence. Peter Obi garnered over 6 million votes on record and was able to win 12 states, 11 plus the FCT, 12 states, alongside the candidates of the ruling party, Bola Tinubu of the APC, and Atiku Abubakar of the main opposition party. They all won 12 states apiece. And Obi won Lagos State, where the president comes from. He won the FCT, where the president resides, President Muhammadu Buhari. He won the state of the national chairman of the APC in Nasarawa. He won the state of the running mate of the PDP candidate, Mr. Okowa of the Delta State. He caused such levels of disruption that I'm sure he's encouraged along that path, because I think he still remains largely popular. People still feel that part of the reason they voted for him are still very valid, given what we've seen in the last 2 years. And so for him to want to launch an online registration to really determine the strength of the number of the obedient movement, I think it's a good one, and it's something that can come in for him as a plus going into the 2027 election. And so as it stands today, Nigerians are not galvanizing around any political party. Maybe some individuals may be, inspiring followership, but around the political party structure, which is supposed to be the brain box of our democracy and the major driver of the democratic process, there seems to be little or no choice, and that is because the political party system in Nigeria is the weakest link in our democratic value chain.
I was speaking with an insider in the coalition, so what I'm telling you now is not guesswork, but for purpose of confidentiality, I would say allegedly. Now, when I tell you that the problem we have with our leaders is the lack of a national consciousness, they are driven more by power and greed and self-centeredness. They are more or less like regional champions. Now, when I heard about the coalition, I said, yes, that's the only thing that can unseat Tinubu. But I did a video, when I said, what's the title again? The Broken Bridge. You see, when people come to a round table to discuss an alliance, but each have their personal agenda, such a coalition will not work. Now, the key actors in the coalition are Atiku, Rufai, Amaechi, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, 5 of them. 1 Southeasterner, 1 South-Southerner, 3 Northerner, 3 Muslims. Now here is what happened. They agreed that a Southerner should complete his 4 years. Then power goes back to the North for them to complete 8 years. But the consensus candidate that they have is Amaechi. If you notice recently, when I started seeing Amaechi in the forefront, Amaechi launching a paper and people gathering there, I suspected something. I knew something was up. Recently, Amaechi has become voicey. He's been making presentation almost everywhere. You see, these people Are they really conscious of what is good for the country, or they are just interested in power game? For the only thing that can remove Tinubu is pure organic purpose, pure unadulterated organic purpose. So long as there is this calculation of how power must come to, if it's about removing Tinubu just to grab power, it's going to fail. Now, let's assume an Amechi as the forerunner of PDP. Where you don't have the rigging machinery yet. Maybe you can rig some place, but you don't have it. Where will Amechi rig? Win, sorry. Where will Amechi win? The Southeast will not vote for Amechi. The South, yeah, they might split it. You get me? Then Southwest, they will not vote for Amechi. This North Central, they will not vote for Amechi. The core North, they will not vote for Amechi. Now, you know where this Amechi thing is coming. You see, once people are connected to power, I don't know what they think. Peter Obi is not. I think Peter Obi has backed out of the coalition. Peter Obi is not deputizing anybody. He has backed out of the coalition. Now, you remember that I told you once on this same channel, when I say things, you think I just say it out of mere sentiment or something. I told you that when Amechi used River State resources to guide Buhari into power, the agreement was that when power is going to come to South, it's going to be Amechi. So Buhari wanted to fulfill his promise, but the pressure from Tinubu was too much. So you have to pretend that I tried, but this what happened. You see, the problem of our southern, I'm blaming this coalition for our southern politicians. We are too greedy and too self-centered. Too greedy and too self-centered. When something is happening to one region, you believe that, well, since it's not my region, it's politics. It's just politics. Let's not. A Peter Obi's presidency has a lot of benefit to Nigeria as a whole. One of the benefits is that sense of inclusion will be established, at least to those praying for secession. That, okay, we have been accepted. It's going to reduce it by a whopping percentage. But the reason why if 4 years is going to go to the South, let it go to Peter Obi. A Peter Obi will not be a Peter Obi cannot be compromised. A Peter Obi cannot be compromised. A Peter Obi will definitely change certain status quo that has become the bedrock of corruption. He will change it. Now, these people don't want that thing to be changed. Don't want the status quo changed. It has to remain. But let's remove Tinubu. And the only person that the other candidate can control while in power is Amechi. So anytime you see northern politicians wanting to work with southerners, they prefer working with the ones that they perceive are weak. They don't like when Yaradua picked Vice, he picked Jonathan. Atiku picked Atiku picked Okowa, picked just name the list. So somebody like Wike, no northerner will pick Wike as Vice. What? No, lie. Peter Obi,
We have reports that Peter Obi has pulled out of the coalition. I repeat, we have reports that Peter Obi has pulled out of the coalition. Now, the APC will be very, very happy. The APC will be very, very happy. We know that Peter Obi would not accept to become a vice presidential candidate to Atiku in today's politics, because he also has his followers, the Obedient Movement and also the Middle Belt. The Middle Belt are saying that if Peter Obi joins coalition with Atiku El-Rufai, man, they have no choice than to vote Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And most of the obedient supporters are saying that Peter Obi should go into the coalition, but should not become a vice presidential candidate to Atiku. Everybody wants a Southern president. We know that Atiku, at this point in time, would not want to settle for less because age is not on his side. Imagine the North supports a Peter Obi and they do 4 years. And they do 4 years. How old will be Atiku? So Atiku seems time is running out on Atiku. That is why you see he's so desperate that he wants to become the candidate. And they have what it takes to beat Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The coalition has what it takes to beat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, coalition or not. Some people believe that Peter Obi is working for Tinubu. Look at the last elections. Some analysts say that imagine Atiku and Obi worked together, they will have beat Tinubu hands down. It was Tinubu leaving the PDP that destroyed the chances of PDP clinching onto that presidency. It was Obi that divided PDP's votes that made a Bola Ahmed Tinubu win the election. That is why they are saying Peter Obi is working for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now let's look at this angle. Many people are happy, many are angry. Personally, I believe that with the coalition or without the coalition, if there is a plan, if there's a strategy, Tinubu can be beaten 2027. Let's look at it. We know that Atiku has northern Nigeria. And as it stands now, I don't think Tinubu would be having enough votes from northern Nigeria. That's why you see the southern votes, the president is trying to align the southern votes in his favor. He's collapsing his structures. Northerners are saying it, that they know that Tinubu is collapsing southern structures so that he can have the bulk vote there. You know, the kind of structure we talk about is not the people, it is the politicians to come to his side so that when they want to rig elections, if the politicians say, yes, we are joining you to rig elections in southern Nigeria, it will go their way. But the North, did they change that for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? So, if you look at it critically, like I said, with or without the opposition, they can beat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a free and fair election. The APC is not ready. The APC is not ready for a coalition. Okay, let's look at this. It's even good. Somebody said it is even good for Peter Obi to pull out of the coalition because Tinubu's stronghold is in the North, according to him. He can razzle it out with Atiku, while Peter Obi definitely take Southeast, South, Middle Belt, and some states in the Southwest. Everybody is speculating left, right, center. Let's understand this. Imagine. Let's not even talk about, let's look at what are the political parties that we have today. If Peter Obi pulls out of the coalition, is he going to run on which political party? Or is he not planning to run on any party? Because the plan of the APC is to make these guys partyless. That is their plan. Make these guys partyless because they are becoming popular. The APC know that they don't have the mandate and support of the people. Forget social media influencers, those that are working in secretariat and government, having social media handles, commenting and supporting President Tinubu on social media. Go on the streets, you will see that a lot is going on. A lot is going on. Hey, no wonder Tinubu is desperate with, like, join the APC. You join. They know they don't have the mandate of the people. Now, looking at this calculation, if Peter Obi is able to run under the Labour Party, which I believe is non-existent, and Atiku is running under a coalition or whatever, we are coming to that coalition because Amechi came out to say one thing today, that the current administration is sabotaging efforts of them getting a new political party. That is what Amechi insinuated today. So when you look at it, Peter Obi gets the Southeast and some parts of South will be the movement, and Middle Belt into one part. The North, Tinubu will not get the vote he's expecting to get from Northern Nigeria the way he got it last time because of Atiku, El-Rufai, Buratai, and co. Middle Belt is going for P2B. Southeast is going for P2B. Some votes in the South, maybe Southwest, they will hassle it. So it will be Atiku and a Tinubu that will contest that northern vote, because you can't depend and rely on Southwest votes to win elections. Even Atiku cannot rely on northern votes to win elections. P2B cannot rely on Southeast or South votes to win elections. So everybody needs a vote from another region. So how does this happen? It can be a spoiler for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but we know that the president and his gang of people are sitting down, they are watching, calculating. Political calculation, political geniuses and mathematicians will be employed by the end of this year to be able to look at the chances of an APC getting votes from this constituency, from that senatorial district, from that state. That will be their calculations, and they will be funded and they will work towards it. We have a $21.5 billion to borrow. Don't forget. Yes, we can use that for election. If you borrow it, you can use it for election. You know, Nigeria has a spending problem, not a revenue problem. Budget, we have 6 trillion naira padded in the budget. Nobody is bringing out. No revolution. A new company that was created not up to 1 year was given an oil block. No revolution. So if they brought $21.5 billion and use it for election, what would Nigerians do? So the APC, as we speak, they are banking on rigging that election. They are banking on rigging the election. If they don't rig the election, my brother, they cannot stand if free and fair. That is why I don't believe that. I'm beginning to change my mind on this Muhammad Yakubu of a person. Muhammad Yakubu may not be sacked. I'm telling you. Yakubu Muhammad may not be sacked. Because it seems that guy is maybe the only person that would pull that stunt of returning Tinubu 2027. He has the experience of, let's say, rigging elections. He has the connections. He has experience before. And in day where Buhari returns second term, Tinubu recommend Muhammad Yakubu, INEC chairman. Tinubu recommended him to Buhari before Buhari now said, okay, yes, come and be the INEC chairman. The same guy, nine conduct the elections of Buhari second term, which Atiku took them to court. Now the same guy, nine conduct 23 elections, so he has experience in this structure of criminality, in this system. He is a professor at that system. So I'm looking, maybe this guy, they may not drop him. If they want to even drop him, he will be an insider. I'm telling you, they might tell him anything they can tell him to be an insider. Because I don't see this APC planning to run a free and fair election. So if Peter Obi is leaving the coalition, they can still cause a damage to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If Nigerians really want Tinubu out of government, if Nigerians really want, the Nigerians want to look like this. Somebody is telling me beforehand that he's going to sell his voter's card. He's going to collect money because of hunger. The person that is telling me has a cow, he has money. I don't talk of people that are hungry on the streets. If they go on election day, with the hunger and everything, with the with the suffering, if they see 20,000, they will sell their votes. These Nigerians. If only Nigerians are willing and desirous to see a change, that is, if they understand what a change really means and the sacrifice they need to put out for that change to manifest. Man, Tinubu it's easy. Forget about the rigging, whatever. The North, like what the North is saying, that every polling unit, we are going to man polling unit. We are going to make sure that if you rig, they say hashtag rig and die. Rig and die. If you try it, You might be risking your life committing that crime, that criminality at the polling unit. They will start with polling unit. If you rig, man, and I trust the APC. This expo you are giving APC, they will use it to. I said it. The number one thing on Tinubu's mind is to become president for 8 years. Number one thing. He doesn't care if disaster carry everybody away from Nigeria. So far, he's announced the president. Let's see what the opposition is doing. I know that APC, like I said before, will be happy that Peter Obi left. Some Obedients were in support of the coalition. Some people are saying that they don't care who is there. They don't care. They just want to go out. Whether it's Atiku or some people say they just want. Some Obedient believe that with that coalition, the majority of the Igbos in that Obedient movement, they don't want a Fulani. I don't know the issue between the Igbo and the Fulani. I think it is Buhari. This Fulani, this not an Igbo hatred. Buhari made it so deep. Buhari made it so deep, even as president. He killed during the war, as about 1,000 men. He killed, until he was tired of killing. He now came, that is when he was military, he now came as president. And now started sending troops of armies, soldiers into the southeast, and they were shooting aside, killing, ransacking village. So Buhari is one of the reasons why the Igbos find it difficult at this point in time. Usually we had alliance between political alliance, so not the people. Political alliance with the southeast and the north. You used to have it there. But now I don't think it's going to be possible. Anybody look at Kanu. Channels TV interview. They were asking him about P2B. He said he doesn't want to talk about P2B. Shehu Akib Maloya tried asking for like 5 to 7 times, repeating, using style to ask him to talk about P2B. He said he doesn't want to talk about P2B because if he just talk about P2B, that is senatorial seat. They go tell him, say, you as you did, you are not going back. How the Obedient movement will attack Kanu. In fact, they are looking for an opportunity to attack him. And he knows. He knows. So as it is, man, this politics of the thing, we try to analyze, but it's becoming more confusing at the moment. It's becoming more confusing. My advice is that if you are a person and you have your voter's card, check whether your conscience is alive. Vote somebody you believe. If it's Peter you believe, vote. If it's Obi you believe, vote. If it's Atiku you believe, vote. Because these 3 people, they are coming out. With what we have seen, these 3 people, they are coming out for the next election. Whether you like it or yes, they are coming out to show themselves for the next election. Now, the coalition, I suspect it is Atiku and Amaechi. These are the people that will make the coalition. I told you before that the way they are doing these things, like Atiku, they will make a vice, and P2B has to accept vice. But you see, with the conditions on ground, Middlebelt parrying for this and that, I don't think that P2B will have to take that too. And it will be very, very odd for the northern part of Nigeria. Very odd for them. See, I know how it feels. P2B is now presidential candidate. Atiku is vice presidential. They believe, no. The coalition has been trying to P2B, come and collect vice. Come. The guy not even listen to them. He not listen to them. That's okay. Their own political mathematicians, statisticians, they are looking at, okay, we have an Amaechi. Let's get an Amaechi. That's why you see Amaechi have been granting interviews of late, talking about his performance, this and that, bashing Tinubu, blah, blah, blah. Look at what the Northern has said. Let me read this. Very important. Tinubu's plan is to harmonize the Southern votes and compete very well in the North. Tinubu's plan is to harmonize Southern votes. This is what I've been saying a very long time. And compete very well in the North. If the opposition feels a Northern candidate, they will help him do just that. You get what I'm saying? If the coalition or the opposition feels a northern candidate, that means it is a big blow on their behalf. They'll just help him achieve his aim of harmonizing southern Nigeria, because South will kick against a northern candidate from the coalition or the opposition. So South will be in favor of Tinubu. I've met Igbo people, more than 20. They tell me that instead of a Fulani to become president this second term, Tinubu should rule and he will rule for 20 years. Despite the fact that the current administration is dealing with the Igbos. And the woman is saying that instead of a Fulani man to become president next year, that is Atiku, Tinubu should rule for 20 years. So they will help him do just that. Like I said, the opposition has the massive structures to sell any southerner in the north, but they don't have the structures to sell a northerner in the south as of today. Agreement is agreement. When it reach time for settlement, you can't tell me nonsense. No, agreement is agreement. I like this guy. He said, the opposition has the massive structures to sell any northerner in the north. They know that it is the turn of the south. Yes, that's why I said, personally, if I'm going to tell you the coalition, the merger that will beat a Tinubu hands down is a Jonathan presidency. If Jonathan agrees to run as president under a coalition, if Jonathan agrees to run, my brother, nobody needs too much campaign. People themselves go to campaign against the APC. Now that time you go know whether people. Oh, some people believe that Yorubas like Tinubu for like. Me, have lived in Yoruba land. Tinubu is not the favorite. I'm telling you seriously. When it comes to morals and Omoluabi issues, Tinubu is not the favorite. There are other Yoruba leaders that are more preferred to Tinubu. Yorubas don't forget all these ones online. You see somebody comment online. He's so active online. You now want to put them as all Yorubas. No. If a Jonathan becomes a candidate in this election, the North will wholeheartedly support him because they know that he has only 4 years to do. His candidacy will respect the South and North agreement. The next 4 years, they know that if he does 4 years, he has no option. Nothing will make him want to run for presidency again. Unlike if P2B run 4 years now, they won't plan to complete 8 years. But Jonathan is that by law. However, he will not be running for presidency. South go vote Jonathan. Southeast goes vote Jonathan. See, Southwest votes cannot return a Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Northerners want to die on this matter. It is then that the coalition will secure Northern votes and will be dragging South. We're dragging Southern Nigeria with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So my own personal, that is the only coalition that I believe that will genuinely, whether Tinubu want to rig it or not, or however I want to try it will genuinely beat a Tinubu's coalition, a Tinubu's APC, hands down. Okay? Now, according to reactions, this guy says, you are right. But you see, some northern politicians would rather wait for 2031 and expect power shift than fight another southern candidate who would want second term too. Some of them won't put any serious energy into fighting for a southern candidate. This guy is also making sense, saying that some people are preparing. I don't know I think it's Atiku's desperation that is fueling this coalition. Because normally some southern candidates are waiting for 2031 for them to come and show their muzzle. People like Ribadu, El-Rufai and Co. They are waiting for 2031. So it will be very disastrous if this coalition does not bring a southern candidate. This one appears to be come out. They are just going to help a Tinubu run, win the election. So some of them will just support this. They prefer a southern. Let southerners finish their thing. They don't care. The same guy is saying, personally, I don't care from which region the president comes. If a southerner governs us well, I don't mind him staying for 80 years rather than just 8. I believe this is a step towards dismantling the zoning formula. Wow. Wow, it's important that let your eyes be opened, be alert, just calm down and be watching what is going on. This 2026-27 will be one of the hottest political years. Alliance, realliance, alignment, and realignment will be the order of the day. At the end of the day, 2027 will have elections, and these elections will see to the victory of a person. But I'm also telling you not. Southampton, if you allow a Tinubu win that election, the cry all these politicians are crying, a small cry. They go cry. I tell you, they go cry. If you allow Tinubu win that election, man, the cry will be. May God help Nigerians.
So guys, you have heard it all why Peter Obi walked out of the coalition and why that coalition will not benefit Peter Obi, neither will it benefit the Nigerian people. You know, these are just old politicians trying to still put their interest at the forefront. Now, I want us to take a look at some of the headlines on Twitter. This one says Boko Haram attacks brutalize hometown. That's the hometown of the former military chief, Tuko Buratai, if you know, the one that served under Buhari. So Boko Haram is not joking this time. You can imagine them going to Buratai hometown. Let's take a look at some of the reactions. You know, they keep telling us that they've decimated these people, but guess what? Boko Haram is not backing down anymore. This person say family business. Trust Nigerians. They say it's a family business. Oh my God. They are his kinsmen. Can you imagine that they are his kinsmen? Let them go and settle offline for mosque. The worst part is that these terrorists, murderous animals, will buy ram and kill to celebrate Salah without repentance. What a life. Religion of peace indeed. I think this makes sense because see, these people say they are fighting for Islam, they want to Islamize Nigeria, they don't want Western education. They believe in their Allah, but they buy people anyhow. I wonder how somebody can be fighting for his God and is busy buying others. And this person said nnamdi Kanu told them that their eyes go dey Biafra land, while the terrorists they created will overrun them. They will have no place to call home. Oya, Tokai Brutai, Army General, go home and save your people now. And what he's saying now, you know, Nnamdi Kanu has always said it, that their eyes always be on Biafran land in the southeast. Why these terrorists will keep committing atrocities across Nigeria. And that is what we are seeing. Recently, you know, I think the deputy AIG said he's going to clamp down on IPOB members. But see what the Boko Haram, the force that Boko Haram is showing in the north is unbelievable. That is where we are in this country. Now, this person said, I see improved security in next 2 years under Tinubu. The same Brutai is the one that said it. This year, June, that's on the 4th. This headline says, I see security improved in Nigeria under Tinubu. He said it, and Boko Haram now shocked him by going to attack his hometown. This person said he had the chance to put an end, oh my God, to Boko Haram, but he didn't, honestly. Brutai served under Buhari. This was when Buhari was borrowing money left, right, and center. When loots were being returned into the country. Military was being funded in the name of they want to fight insecurity. But still, they couldn't. Even under Tinubu, you can see what's happening. No political will. No political will. This person said, what touches the nose will definitely touch the mouth. For sure. You all stay tuned. What touches the nose will go to the mouth. What touches the mouth will go to the nose. That is it. For them, sometimes they feel, oh, it's not going to get to me. But guess what? It is turn by turn, like they always say. So Boko Haram has gone to Brutai's hometown to unleash their anger. That's to tell you the kind of Nigeria we are living in. So there's this protest where Wike visited a particular university and the students of that university started protesting. They say Wike does not represent anything that has to do with democracy. But guess what? The DSS came and whisked them away. I mean, the DSS took these guys who were protesting away, possibly because Wike is a minister and they don't want his visit to be disrupted. So the chief of defense staff has come out to offer some suggestions that Nigeria should consider fencing its border. I know that Nigeria is, the border we have in this country is really huge, but he's suggesting that fencing the border is going to go a long way to secure Nigeria from all these attacks that we are having. Anyway, guys, I don't know what you make of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.